Hello everyone and welcome. It's Tim once again with another video. Today we're going to analyze Duchess Kate of all people. I thought that it would be perfect to analyze her just to show us all that none of us are exempt. Before anybody gets uptight or insulted that I am analyzing Duchess Kate, this is not about demeaning her or picking out her faults. I think that she's a beautiful young lady. It has nothing to do with that. She just serves as a perfect example that none of us are exempt. Our food is so nutritionally poor now that none of us are exempt from mineral deficiencies. And this is a perfect example of that. So that is why I'm using Duchess Kate. For no other reason am I using her. It's not to bash her. It's not to demean her. It's not to pick on or hate on this beautiful lady. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I have two photos here. The other one will simply just show a couple of other, give you a better look at a couple of the issues. I'm going to try to go through this quickly. I should also note that in both of these two photos, her skin is magnified at about 5 times digitally in order for you to see and understand, or better understand, what's going on so that you can use it on yourself or with your loved ones to help you see the signs and symptoms of both mineral deficiencies and health issues, which you'll see here now. Going to start from the top and work our way down. And the first thing I'm going to show you is this deep horizontal fold, and there's another one here. I don't know whether these will show up well on the video depending on how it's compressed by YouTube or Facebook. Horizontal lines in the forehead when they're puffy as they are here and here on the outside edges are an indication of heavy metals toxicity. There's no question in my mind that she does have heavy metals toxicity, as well as thyroid issues, but that's for another day. I'm not going to cover all of her issues today. I'm only going to cover a few, the most prominent ones that will help you better visualize and see how to help yourself and others. Anyway, as I stated, the horizontal lines on the forehead are indicative of heavy metals toxicity. Now, everything else that I'm going to talk about today, with the exception of the last one, the last two, will lend to this. It helps correlate it. And I'm just going to come up here a little higher, and I don't know if you can see this, but she has vitiligo at the top, just beyond her, before her hairline, which is a loss of pigmentation in the skin. This is an indication that she is deficient in silica. I know many of you think of silica as the supporter of healthy hair, nails, and skin, and it is, and that is part of it. But along with it, silica binds and compounds upon heavy metals in the body. It is the compounding function of silica where it continues to compound, it continues to push it out of the deep fibrous tissues so that it can carry out of your body and out of your system. Just for anybody really paying attention, if you have silver fillings, you want to be taking a silica supplement. Why? Because silica, again, on these silver fillings will build and compound on them, preventing the leaching of mercury into your body. Everyone should be taking a good silica. Don't overdo it. There is warnings available that if you have metal implants such as screws holding bones together or artificial hips, please remember it does compound. It will again compound, and it could push the screws out. Be very careful. I'm just going to say that retainers, I've never seen a problem with it. If you take the Schuessler tissue salts, you'll be fine. If you go out and you take the ones that have like 1,000 milligrams of silica, you may have an issue. It's like everything on this planet. You can overdose on anything. Silica is no different. So just be careful if you have screw, surgical screws or metal hips or anything like that, because it could cause you some problems. The more natural form and proper in trace amounts, the tissue salt versions may actually be of benefit to you, especially in artificial hips to help maintain the movement. But anyway, I've gotten off track here. Because of the vitiligo and the how it correlates to the heavy metals, I would actually expect, and I'm not sure if that's what I can see here or not, but I would expect to see a slight vertical running up and down fold just in front of her ear, on one or both ears, or on the skin in front of the ears. That is the truest sign of a silica deficiency. And I'm quite certain that she does have one. So we've got silica, we've got heavy metals. Now let's look at right here in the inside corner. There's a white triangular indent, which isn't as visible here because she has so much inflammation going on here, which I'm going to talk about next. So I'm just going to quickly jump to the other photo so that you get a better look at it. Oops, it's small. Okay, this will give you a better look. Right here you can see the triangle. It's a white triangular indent. That is an indication of a copper arsenite deficiency. Copper arsenite is responsible for chelating heavy metals to carry them out of the body. Deficient, it's no surprise that she's showing signs of a heavy metals toxicity. Along with that, and you can see it a bit better here in this photo, so I'm going to use this photo for the next one as well. You see these folds right here? These are called cubical folds. Cubical fold is if you see them, you know the person has a calcium fluoride deficiency. I'm not going to get into the the fluoride debate. It's crazy. There are bad types of fluoride that are coming from manufacturing processes. That is correct. I agree with you. It shouldn't be dumped in our water. I agree with you. The issue is that of toxicity from overdose and the source. But we as human beings need, absolutely essential to life itself, both calcium and sodium fluoride, because they are responsible for the elasticity of tissue in our body, of the tissues in our body. And you can tell that she is losing her elasticity because along with the cubicle folds, the next sure sign is sporadic wrinkles under the eyes, which you can't see as great in this photo, but you can in the other. So now I'm just going to jump back to the other photo. Here we are. And we'll blow it up again, and you'll see here, look at these lines. She's far too young for these. These are not natural. These are an issue of a calcium fluoride deficiency, not of age. There's a definite loss of elasticity of the tissues of her skin. Again, how does that correlate to heavy metals? If you've lost elasticity and you have heavy metals stuck in the deep fibrous tissue, how are you going to draw them out and pull them out? It's going to be much more difficult, so you'll hold on to far more heavy metals. That's how the two of those will correlate. Not directly, but indirectly it does correlate. As well, you see right here, you can see it better in this photo, you see vascular convulsion. What this is this redness that you see right here. That is an indication of adrenal fatigue. What is that you're not producing enough cortisol to fight inflammation in your body. The small capillaries and tiny veins under the eyes are always the first to react. In this place, they've convulsed, and in some have literally burst. And basically, in essence, these are small bruises at the inside corners of the eyes. As a result of that, this is where you see your adrenal fatigue. Again, the calcium fluoride can be related to that as well. So you got, and again, a person with heavy metals toxicity, their body's in a state of protection mode. It's producing inflammation to protect itself. It's dumping cortisol, trying to fight that inflammation. It's in a complete state of disarray. Yes, you're going to wind up with adrenal fatigue. I also believe that she has thyroid issues, but that's for another day. Anyway, there's two last things that I want to talk about. These last two things are not related, but it may help you. Just make sure I have this all in the same frame of what I need to see, and I do now. You'll notice here, you see the redness that we just talked about, the vascular convulsions, but then you see a darkness here, almost a shadowy grade that spans the entire lower eyelid. You can see it here, but it's not as clear. It's kind of blurred because of the depth of field of the photo that was taken. This can be the result of allergies. It can actually also be what's known as a geometric metamerism. Woo, big fancy word for a shadow. Those of us with extended brows or that stand out more, and not even necessarily have to stand out more, but just depending on the lighting. Overhead lighting can hit your brow and create a shadow underneath and give dark circles under your eyes. One of the most common reasons, actually. Not the case here, and I can tell that because of where the light and shininess is on her skin. But that's fine, plus there's other things that correlate what I'm about to tell you. This is also a sign of anemia. And I'll tell you why I believe it's anemia, because she has so many other indicators. And you look right here at the corner of her eye, you'll see the redness that's right here. That's a ferrum phosphate deficiency. The redness here at her nostril flares, ferrum phosphate deficiency. I would expect she's wearing lipstick, so you can't see what color her lips truly are, but I would expect inconsistent pigmentation, meaning inconsistent color. You see light and dark, both light and dark colors in her lips, and if we were able to get a peek at her gums, I would expect them to be quite light in color instead of dark red as they are supposed to be. Remember, ferrum phosphate or iron phosphate is responsible for the production of red blood cells, and it is a carrier of oxygen. Oxygen makes red, makes your red blood, will make your red skins. The red pigmentation of your lips is created by that as well. So, yes, she's a blue blood, but she really does have red blood. Okay, that was a really bad joke, I'm sorry. Anyway, definitely anemic as well. Lastly, and the last thing that I want to talk about is her nutritional issues. Actually, it's really not nutritional at all. It's related to she has a decreased pH value of her body fluids, and I can guarantee you that that is accurate. Absolutely no question, and I'll tell you why I know that. You see the enlargement of pores. You see the redness it spans. And please remember that this girl is a duchess, but her skin looks dirty. I know it's horrible to say about a duchess. I'm sorry, Duchess Kate, but it has to be said. Even under magnification, I wouldn't expect it to look like this. Not for a duchess. This is about acidity of body fluids. Not necessarily blood, but body fluids itself. Why do I think that? What else correlates that? I'm going to tell you something that's probably going to surprise you. And I'm going to have to blow this up quite a bit for you to see it. Do you see this line right here? The fold that goes under the lip just above the chin? When you have a fold there, that is known as the, are you ready? Sit down now. Malnutrition line. And all of you are sitting back there now thinking, what the hell did he just say? Malnutrition? She's a duchess. She probably has people serving on her, making her the best kinds of foods. They can make her all the best types of foods they want. If her body fluid pH levels are reduced, the body's in a state of inflammation, The again, the body's natural protection mechanism, it's starting to wrap cells with fat. Nutrients cannot absorb. She really needs to have a look at her pH levels if she wants to maintain her health or regain her health. Because I honestly don't think that she's really that healthy. I'm sorry, but I don't. I think that she needs to go see the Queen and let her treat her with some of her homeopathy and tissue salts. For those of you who don't know, the Queen actually does not see doctors. She only sees homeopaths. And she does not travel without her own chest full of homeopathic medicines. She is even her own veterinarian for her dogs, where she treats them with homeopathic medicines. Not bad for a woman who's just about 90 years old, eh? Yeah, I know, but homeopathic medicines don't work. We all know that. Anyway, and if you don't believe that, you can Google it, and you'll find other articles where she talks about it. But anyway, folks, that's it for now. So we'll talk to you next time. Look for the signs. See you later, beautiful Princess Kate. Bye-bye.